The first fight of our main card tonight should be a great one. Danny Roman, Murodjon Akhmadaliev, 12 rounds for the WBA and IBF Super Bantamweight Championship. Taking a look at the tail of the tape. Roman, 29 years old, 5'5", a 68-inch reach, and you see how similar the numbers are for the younger MJ Akhmadaliev. Taking a look at the unified rules, no 3 knockdown rule, no standing 8 count, cannot be saved by the bell in any round, only the referee can stop the fight. In case of accidental foul, we go to the scorecards after round number 4.
For the victory lap though. They ain't never seen nothing like this before. Lit the room when I came through the front door. Ask me if I shut overcome. Train in the trees, please walk around sycamore. Touch burning sands, cars lands and stormy shore seasons in the year. Ain't no channel for champions and chain no fear. Yeah, the champ is here. Swiss
Ladies and gentlemen, now entering the arena, please welcome the undefeated challenger, Murodjon MJ Akhmadaliev.
Akhmadaliev, 7-0, 6 knockouts in his young career. It was interesting talking with him about his emotions regarding this fight. Said, I'm happy, I'm excited, but some would be overexcited. I'm not just happy I have the chance. I know how to handle my excitement. Has a lot of respect for Danny Roman, but believes his abilities are better, and he will prove that tonight. A 2016 Olympic bronze medalist, MJ Akhmadaliev.
I'm like Yosemite Sam in the Wild West. I just laugh at them when they wear vests, cause it's headshots on sight. I don't do beat, I just lay it to rest. I'm so hungry, my breath and release. On my journey, I'm chasing my reaches. I got so many reasons that I gotta make it, so I wake up and I go pee. I move like I'm the mob in my all black. You ain't down with my spot, you can fall back. If you never seen greatness, then you out the witness, and you gon' know what you should call that. Every song that I've been on is ain't like a ball back. I took some losses, but I got them all back. Been at the bottom and I'm never going back. I'm fully focused and I'm on track. I'm tired of waiting, I'm running out of patience. I'm about to make my move right now. I'm about to make my move right now.
And now, entering the arena, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the reigning and defending WBA and IBF Super Bantamweight Champion of the World, Danny, the baby-faced assassin, Roman.
Danny Roman was due to face Akhmadaliev a few months ago, but had a shoulder injury. Akhmadaliev's camp thought that Roman was ducking him, that the injury wasn't real, but he clearly was game for this fight. As soon as he healed, took the bout, even though, as Chris Mannix described earlier, his camp was not necessarily on board with it.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Miami Beach, Florida, USA. We are live on Dazn, Sky Sports, and Fight TV, where tonight, Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing USA is proud to present a World Championship triple header, sponsored by JD Sports. This bout is in association with Thompson Boxing and World of Boxing. This bout is sanctioned under the auspices of the World Boxing Association. The president, Gilberto Jesus Mendoza, the supervisor, Francisco Pina, and the International Boxing Federation. The president, Daryl J. Peoples, the supervisor, Melvina Lathan. Introducing your 3 judges scoring this world title contest from ringside. From Florida, Rodolfo Aguilar. Also from Florida, Carlos Sucre. And from Puerto Rico, Nelson Vasquez. At the sound of the bell, your 3rd man in the ring from Florida, referee Frank Gentile. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 12 rounds of boxing scheduled for the unified WBA and IBF Super Bantamweight Championships of the world. Introducing first, the challenger, fighting out of the red corner, standing with his head trainer, Joel Diaz. He wears silver with black trim. He scaled 121.4 pounds. This Southpaw 2016 Olympic bronze medalist now boasts a perfect professional record. 7 fights, 7 victories, 6 of them coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Indio, California, by way of Namangan, Uzbekistan. Here is the skilled and highly regarded WBA #1 ranked super bantamweight contender, Murodjon Akhmadaliev. And his opponent across the ring, the defending champion, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands with his head trainer, Eddie Gonzalez. He wears the red, white, and blue. He scaled already 121.6 pounds. His professional record, 27 victories, 2 defeats, 1 draw. He's got 10 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Los Angeles, California, and tonight, appearing in his 6th world title contest, introducing the reigning, defending, unified WBA and IBF Super Bantamweight Champion of the world, Danny, the baby-faced assassin, Roman.
Okay, guys, go get him.
Fighter. Anything below here, I'm gonna call, okay? Keep them clean. You got your instructions in the dressing room. Listen to my commands at all times. Keep your hands up at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Any questions? Any questions? Touch them up. Good luck. Good luck. 1.
The first fight
2,
of our main card,
3,
a unification title fight. The WBA and IBF Super Bantamweight titles on the line as Danny Roman looks to defend his belts against MJ Akhmadaliev.
Stay back. Mouthpiece in. Mouthpiece. Box.
Start of round number 1. Akhmadaliev in the white and black trunks. Danny Roman in the white, red, and blue.
You know, I asked a member of Akhmadaliev's team earlier this evening what they were worried about with Danny Roman, and they said Danny Roman needs a miracle. So there's a lot of confidence coming out of Akhmadaliev's camp.
Akhmadaliev with incredible power, and something his trainer Joel Diaz touted to us yesterday, the power in both of Akhmadaliev's hands as well as the elusiveness.
Power and athleticism. He punches in different angles, which is very difficult to do. It takes athletic ability and, of course, natural brute power, and he has it in both hands.
And Roman's camp admitted that in his early days of training camp, there were certain things they had to do a little differently as he recovered from the shoulder injury, and a big left hand there from Akhmadaliev.
Well, under ideal circumstances, I think this is a questionable fight for Roman to take for all the business reasons we named earlier, but it was only a 6-week camp, Sergio. And for a fight like this, I would think you'd want a longer one, and you want to be completely healthy for it.
That was a surprising move by Roman. Not only the short can, but coming off an injury to take such a tough fight like this. But that just shows the greatness that Roman has. He wants to prove that he's the best one at 122. Good shot there by Akhmadaliev.
Akhmadaliev said he believes Roman is the 122-pounder that deserves the most respect in the world.
You know, there's a feeling amongst Roman's team they may have to survive a storm early on, but their goal is to take this fight to later rounds, a place that Akhmadaliev really hasn't gone. I think one fight past 6 rounds, so that's where Danny Roman feels he has a big advantage.
And when I asked Akhmadaliev if that's a concern, I asked Joel Diaz the same thing. They said, no, more experience is not really a concern for us because Akhmadaliev has that amateur pedigree and background from the Olympics. He's fought every style.
Akhmadaliev, a bronze medalist in 2016, out of Uzbekistan.
Sneaky left uppercut by Roman. That's one of his best punches is the uppercuts. They're really sneaky shots. He doesn't really pull back his elbow to get leverage or power. It's just a short shot, but it does much damage.
Roman coming off that war and victory against TJ Dazn. Sergio Mora called his fight of the year in 2019. End of round number 1.
Okay, so let's make sure we keep our hands up, okay? Right? Okay, listen. I need you to work on your jab. Just touch him on the glove. Beat him to your left. Let the right hand go. Okay? Straight down to the chest. Got it? Okay? Every chance that you can get, put the uppercut. Come in with the roundhouse on top. All right? Okay. Make sure once you finish.
Here we're going to see Akhmadaliev. Instead of coming in with a 1-2, he did a 2-1 from that left-handed stance, and that's why it caught Roman off guard right there. He wasn't expecting the second punch to land like that. He expected a 1-2, not a 2-1 from the left-hander.
Stay back. Stay back. Box.
Start of round number 2, the WBA and IBF Super Bantamweight title on the line here in Miami, Florida. An awesome atmosphere, Super Bowl weekend. Big left hand there from Akhmadaliev. Stabbing with the right jab. One of the things that Danny Roman's trainer Eddie Gonzalez made sure to point out was the success that Roman has had against southpaws in his career.
This is his 3rd southpaw in 6 fights. Back-to-back southpaws for Daniel Roman. And for boxers, usually we try to do everything to avoid a southpaw, but not Daniel Roman. Good body shot by Akhmadaliev. Catching Roman coming in.
Oh, and Akhmadaliev nearly lost his footing as Roman then goes to the body.
You know, both these guys are excellent body punchers. It's a big part of their respective attacks. If you remember the fight against Dazn, Danny Roman hurt it badly with a body shot in the later stage of that fight that really made the difference in that contest.
Both fighters were hurt, but Dazn went down, bleeding from his mouth. I mean, it was just a courageous performance on his part and another unification, but Roman proved that he's one of the best in this division.
A career-long layoff, 279 days for Daniel Roman. Big left hand there from Akhmadaliev.
You can see how heavy Akhmadaliev's punches are right there. Not only is he elusive, but he has those heavy hands, and it comes from any angle. It's very difficult to prepare for that. Good body shot right there. Caught Akhmadaliev coming in.
The right hand from Roman. Well, as much as we've talked about being surprised Roman took this fight, Akhmadaliev said he was not because he knows Roman is a warrior.
So when it comes to boxing and the sweet science, we know that speed beats power, but timing and technique beats speed. And right now, Roman, he's hoping to catch the faster Akhmadaliev, the strong Akhmadaliev coming in with the timing.
submission there from Akhmadaliev. If you're wondering why we were asking about Roman's decision to take this fight, you can already see it just with the power of Akhmadaliev.
Not only that, but he's the favorite in this fight, Akhmadaliev, with only 7 fights, this being his 8th.
Now, if you talk to most people in boxing, they believe Akhmadaliev is the real deal.
7-0, 6 knockouts to begin his career, 25 years old.
How you feel? Okay, good. Kaka, you have to work body, so he can bring his defense down. Understand? Hey, when you pull back, boom, boom. Hey, hey, also, jab, left, moving out this way. Okay.
Here we see MJ Akhmadaliev come around trying for the right hook. I love it when southpaws throw right hook, but that overhand left right there caught Roman backing up on the neck and the side of the jaw. Couldn't get that counter in, but MJ Akhmadaliev coming forward with the looping, swinging shots, left hook and right hooks.
Go.
What'd you think about the instruction in the corner from Joel Diaz to MJ Akhmadaliev?
I love the instructions. I mean, you had a great trainer in his corner, Joel Diaz. He gave him the perfect instructions.
Start of the 3rd round. Danny Roman and MJ Akhmadaliev. The WBA and IBF Super Bantamweight title on the line. Roman said he was expecting Akhmadaliev to try and take him out in the early rounds. Chris, how you scoring this thus far?
Yeah, I've got a 2-0 for Akhmadaliev. I thought the first round was close, but I thought the second a pretty clear round for Akhmadaliev. As Sergio pointed out earlier, speed is a big difference there. Roman's going to have to get busier and maybe be a little more of a bully in the ring.
Notice how Akhmadaliev, and this is the amateur pedigree in him. Anytime he gets near the ropes or the perimeter of the ring, he gets right back in the middle of the ring. That's exactly what a successful amateur is doing. If they could bring it into the professional ranks, that's ring generalship at its best. Keep the fight in the middle of the ring.
You know, Sergio, I make fun of the belts a lot, you know, on these broadcasts and in everyday life. But, you know, when I asked Danny Roman why he's taking this fight, he talked about that title. And it took him 7 years to get a world title eliminator, to win a world title fight. He wants to hold on to it. It means a lot to him, so he's willing to risk it in this type of fight.
He even said, look, it took me 7 or 8 years to get an elimination bout. How did MJ get here this quickly?
Well, rankings are known to be manipulated.
Yeah, Roman told us who has MJ beaten to get this opportunity. But here he is wanting to become a unified champion in his 8th fight. Just incredible on his part, how gifted he is, Akhmadaliev.
Flurries exchanged in the center of the ring here in round number 3.
Both fighters landing good body shots, fighting at their strength. You know, Danny Roman, he's looking to counter with good technique and timing. And of course, MJ Akhmadaliev looking to get an angle on him, being elusive with that power.
Roman going to the body of Akhmadaliev. Roman missed 8 weeks with a shoulder injury, and because of that had the abbreviated 6-week camp that Chris Mannix was telling you about.
Good sneaky uppercut there by Daniel Roman.
Well, there are 3 championship fights tonight. And next up, Tevin Farmer and Jojo Diaz. I mean, Sergio, you've talked about this. Tevin Farmer does not seem to have a whole lot of respect for Jojo Diaz and any vulnerabilities he may have with Diaz in the ring tonight.
No respect for Jojo Diaz, and you know what? You got to respect Farmer for having that, because he knows he's one of the best, if not the best, in this division. He's a world champion. He's overcome amazing odds. I mean, he's the real deal, and he thinks he is, and he's backing it up.
Sigue tirando sus golpes ahí, lo que sean combinaciones. ¡Papa!
Seconds out. Seconds.
Start of round number 4. One of the interesting perspectives shared by Akhmadaliev was saying how he's excited, but he's not overexcited. And he feels like other young prospects getting a chance like this wouldn't quite know how to have that right level of excitement for this opportunity.
Expect these fights to pick up in this round. They want more combinations out of Daniel Roman, and of course we know that Akhmadaliev is always looking for the knockout.
Yeah, you're seeing it right away, Sergio. Increased activity early in this 4th round.
Yeah, Sergio, to your earlier point, it does look like Roman's trying to time something there, but Akhmadaliev is so fast and he's so elusive. He gets out of there quickly when he throws those combinations.
And that's what makes him special. If he was a little bit more flat-footed doing all that, a fighter like Roman would time him. I mean, he's too good. He's a champion. He knows how to catch him off guard. But Akhmadaliev is not giving him that chance. He's elusive in there. He's strong, and you have to respect that.
Roman missing with that uppercut. Akhmadaliev able to dive out of the way after he landed the left. And again, Akhmadaliev evades. Roman tries to punch through the mitts. None of that landing for Danny Roman.
Good stabbing jab there by MJ. Roman putting on the pressure now that he's doing exactly what they wanted him to do. Start putting pressure on him, backing him up. Throw some combinations. Nothing landing cleanly, but at least Roman is following instructions.
You could see a little pizzazz in the swinging shoulders there of Akhmadaliev, who is known for his dancing. His body shots there from Roman. As Akhmadaliev then hustles him against the ropes. And is warned about his head by referee Frank Gentile.
Whenever you're dealing with an elusive fighter, you always got to concentrate on the body, and that's exactly what Danny Roman did right there, landing 4-5 good body shots.
Another body shot landed by Roman, that time with the right hand.
Finding success with his body shots, and they're counter body shots at that. So MJ can't just leap in like he has been doing with his elusiveness and athletic ability, because he's getting countered hard to the body by Roman.
And again, you see some of the dance moves of MJ Akhmadaliev. He decided to be called MJ in part because of his love of Michael Jackson. The other reason he felt people had a tough time pronouncing his first name, Murodjon.
Estás yendo ya más, okay? You're going from less to more, that's what I want. He's all retrieving, okay? So what I need you to do, I need you to keep the pressure on him. Understand? Do not fucking allow this guy, okay, to come forward anymore. Got it? Yeah. Set up, just feint him with a jab and start landing that uppercut so then he will come back to the top. Keep digging the body, run house to the body, left hook to the liver, okay? Got it? Yeah. Make sure your hands are up, okay? Right?
And here's what I really like about that last round by Roman. He's not countering to the head now, he's countering to the body. Whenever you're dealing with an elusive fighter that knows how to use ring generalship and use the ring, it's the body that you're gonna catch. It's hard to get those headshots, but downstairs will be a lot easier.
Go to work, Kaka. Come on.
You know, you heard the corner from Roman there saying, we need you to be the one applying the pressure. Joel Diaz, the trainer for Akhmadaliev, said he wants his guy applying smart, effective pressure. I think he's doing the better job in this fight so far.
I know you gave the first 2 rounds to to Akhmadaliev. How about the last two, Chris?
Yeah, I've got it 3 rounds to 1 in favor of Akhmadaliev. He's just landing the cleaner shots. I mean, Roman's doing his best. He's landing some effective punches, but it feels like Akhmadaliev is landing the more clean ones.
You gave that last round to Roman, right?
I did not.
The last round, I think Roman had some pretty good success to the body.
He had his moments. I just thought Akhmadaliev was more consistent.
I think Roman said was he wanted to be careful early and then break down Akhmadaliev. Again, good body shots there from Roman.
And that's what he did in the last round. He's countering to the body now, and that's what set up that left hook right there. I mean, the left uppercut.
Big left uppercut that landed from Roman. And now back to the body. And Roman is a very confident, poised champion.
He doesn't waste any punches. Calm poker face, but he's ready for the counter. He has the speed to catch you off guard. He has enough power to get your respect, but it's the timing that makes him efficient.
Well, if you want to slow down Akhmadaliev, the best way is to go to that body and see if you can get him to lose a step.
Let's check in with Claudia Treos, who's been chatting with Akhmadaliev's trainer, Joel Diaz.
Thank you, Ryan. I just spoke with Joel Diaz, so I want you guys to look at a change in tactic. At the beginning, Akhmadaliev was looking to frustrate Roman. Now, walking into the 6th and 7th round, he's looking to close the gap, go for the body, and look for the knockout on top.
All right, Claudia, we'll see if MJ can find that.
Two really left hands to the body that Akhmadaliev landed caught the attention of Roman. So exactly what Claudia says, I can see that MJ's doing that, trying to set up something big upstairs.
The big shots have picked up here in round number 5. Roman stuck that right hand through the mitts, caught a grin from Akhmadaliev. Akhmadaliev reminded to keep these punches up.
I love that by MJ. He went downstairs, it was a little bit low. He got warned and he went right back downstairs. Not discouraged.
Roman. Try to get that right hand in there. And again, looking to get to the body as Akhmadaliev covered up. And then unleashes his own combination up top. Big left hand there from Akhmadaliev. And a couple of big shots and a nice combination to finish round number 5 from MJ Akhmadaliev.
Let's go. Come on.
Молодец. На себя не принимай. Один прямой хапнул. Не втыкай, не оставайся. Понял? Движение, удар, движение, удар.
Breathe. Let's go. Hey, more work. More work.
Работы нужно чуть-чуть больше. Он болтанулся в конце. Ты слева попал, он болтанулся. За канаты.
93% of the fight has been fought at distance thus far, as both fighters have been able to use their jab.
Пониже, после атаки пониже. Понял?
And here are the hooks coming around the guard of Roman. Really caught the attention of Roman, backing him up right there. I think that's one of the first times I've seen Roman really get a little discouraged, backing up against the ropes right there.
Oh, and he was hurt in that moment, Serge. He went back to the corner, put his hand up on the ring rope to balance himself out there. That bell might have saved Danny Roman.
That's a bad sign. Anytime a fighter puts his hands on the ropes, it's a sign that something's wrong with him. Either he's tired or he got hurt a little bit.
Given the information Claudia shared moments ago about Joel Diaz wanting Akhmadaliev to put himself in position for a knockout in round 6 and 7, we'll see if Akhmadaliev can take advantage of Roman and the way he was hurt at the end of that 5th round.
You mentioned the poise of Danny Roman as a champion. I mean, he knows it's a 12-round fight, and he may be down right now, but he knows that he's been in these types of fights before, and Akhmadaliev's not. So, opportunity is still there.
See, I like that Roman did right there. He's just punching at Akhmadaliev's elbows and his biceps and shoulders. He knows that it's hard to hit a moving target like this, but if you can just touch anything right now, that's success, and you'll get confidence going into the round.
talked about the confidence and the way it raises the deeper into the fight he gets with Akhmadaliev. Chris, you talked about his team as well feeling that way. Big left hand there as Akhmadaliev tried to work through the defense of Roman. Joel Diaz saying what he believes is unique about Akhmadaliev is how elusive he is with both hands.
Strong with both hands. And when I asked Joel Diaz, why take this step with only 7 fights against a unified champion like Daniel Roman, it's because Joel Diaz, he knew Daniel Roman from his fights in Ontario when he was with Thompson Promotions. He's seen him come up. So he knows his vulnerabilities and is very confident coming into this fight.
And you also know your own fighter too, right, Sergio? I mean, he knows what he's got in Akhmadaliev. He knows this kid is pretty special.
He said, because he's ready.
Yeah, I told Joel Diaz, so it's basically you have the scouting report on Roman. He says, absolutely, I've seen him coming up the ranks in 4, 6, 8-round fights in the Thompson cards, and that's what gives him this confidence.
Akhmadaliev unloaded to the body, and then an exchange from Roman, who goes back to that uppercut. And then a late punch there from Akhmadaliev, who gets a stern warning at the end of the round.
I need more activity from you right now, okay? Okay? I need more fucking activity from you. I need you to get that right hand again in there. Get the right hand, double up on it. Then start digging the body. Do not abandon the body. That'll pay dividends, all right? But I need you to do that. I need you to follow instructions. You're waiting too long. You're waiting too long. Put the pressure on him, okay? As soon as you hit him, if he moves, just cut the ring. Match his footwork, all right? Come on. I need you to start landing your solid shots.
Come on, Kaka, you need to work more. You're only doing 2 punches per combination. You need to work more. Let's go. Pick it up. Let's go, Kaka.
You hear Joel Diaz telling MJ Akhmadaliev to pick it up, and in Danny Roman's corner, Eddie Gonzalez saying, look, I need more activity from you.
Yeah, look, more great advice, I think, is coming from Eddie Gonzalez in Danny Roman's corner. He keeps saying, go to the body. 42% of the punches that Roman lands in his fights are body shots. You're not seeing the same type of commitment in the first half of this fight.
But you got to credit that to Akhmadaliev not giving him a chance to land those body shots. He's moving around the perimeter of the ring, always keeping the fight in the middle of the ring. The agility and athleticism is keeping Roman from landing the high percentage shots.
All right, Chris, through 6 rounds, how do you have it?
I got 4 rounds to 2 in favor of Akhmadaliev. He's been pretty much excellent throughout. Even the rounds that Danny Roman won, I thought they were pretty close. So strong first half of this fight for MJ Akhmadaliev.
Roman trying to pepper the body there of Akhmadaliev. Now Akhmadaliev with his own body shots.
See, Akhmadaliev lands more punches because he's a faster fighter, but the timing is on Daniel Roman's side.
Of Akhmadaliev. Big shot with the right hand from Akhmadaliev after the left set it up.
That was a good, clean combination from Akhmadaliev.
It was a 2-1 from the southpaw stance again. Instead of leading with that jab, he came with the straight left hand just to land the straight right hand. It's an awkward combination, but if you're athletic and your feet can follow your hands, it's actually pretty effective.
And you're starting to see more of that lunging straight left hand from Akhmadaliev these last 2 rounds. He clearly sees something in the guard of Danny Roman that makes him willing to let that punch go.
Because when you're dealing with a fighter like Roman with good technique, he expects a 1-2 coming out of his opponent. He doesn't expect a 2-1.
Akhmadaliev just missed with that counter hook. Roman trying to get back to that body, but Akhmadaliev able to defend. Roman landed a left hand there up top after touching the right with the body. See the force of Akhmadaliev's left hand. Shot to the body to end the round.
Okay, you good? Great. Okay, problem? Work! Hey, he's the champion. You need to work more. Understand? Come on, Kaka. You're not tired. Are you tired? Okay, let's go to work.
Here we're going to see the favorite punch of Roman, which is an uppercut. Solid uppercut landed, splitting the guard of Akhmadaliev. That's what I want to see more from Roman, jabbing your way in. If you can't really catch up to your target with speed, you got to do it with timing and jabs.
You know, Joel Diaz in the corner, talking a lot like a guy that knows that sometimes with judges, you've got to take that title away from the champion. You've got to, even though you might be winning a lot of these rounds, you've got to make sure you take that fight over the champ.
And that's what makes him one of the best trainers in boxing.
Akhmadaliev has ascended quickly to this title shot in just his 8th professional fight. Actually fought in a scheduled 10-rounder in only his 4th pro fight. Highly irregular. With his extensive amateur career, he has been hurried along here in the pros as he chucks Roman against the ropes and then is reminded by Frank Gentile that's not okay.
And it's become almost the norm for a lot of these fighters with these deep amateur backgrounds coming from some of these former Soviet countries to take fights to early on to be fast-tracked in their career. You saw it at the highest level with Vasily Lomachenko. You're seeing it at another level here with Akhmadaliev.
Sergio, what do you need to see more of from Roman?
And, well, before that, and to touch on that, Chris, not only is Akhmadaliev from those Eastern European countries that usually stand real stiff behind the good 1-2, he's breaking all those rules, MJ is. He's more moving around the ring and using speed and angles. That's not the Eastern European way, fighting behind the jab, more stiff.
No, and he fights with a flair to his style, where he keeps his hands down a lot, moves, dances in the ring.
Well, from Roman, Ryan, I want to see more jabs and, of course, body shots. But he needs a sense of a little bit of urgency here. He needs to... The fight's not slipping away from him, but he might be behind on points according to Chris Mannix's scorecard, but I do think MJ is in control of the fight, so a little bit more pressure and body shot, just like that, countering everything downstairs.
See, according to CompuBox, through 7 rounds, Roman has thrown and landed a higher number of punches and a higher percentage. That's sort of what you're talking about, Chris, in regard to those power punches, in regard to Joel Diaz and the advice he's giving in the corner of Akhmadaliev. Even though you feel good, sometimes you've really got to wrestle those belts away. Big left hand there from Akhmadaliev. And again with the left. As Roman, you can see trying to get that uppercut through.
That's his best punch. It's up there.
Oh, there was a big left-handed uppercut from Roman as he timed it perfectly that time.
Sergio, you brought this up last round. That uppercut has been there for Roman these last few rounds. Landed at least 3 of them in this round so far.
Big left hand to the body from Akhmadaliev, and then a left hand up top. Outstanding activity and a late shot there from Danny Roman, who says, my bad, I know, at the end of that 8th round.
Отлично. Скажи мне. Работай, забирай, тренера. Понял?
Okay, you need to work, huh? A работа, huh? Go.
Сейчас 9 раунд, когда?
Here we see Daniel Roman land that uppercut. That's his best punch. Left uppercut right on the bottom of the chin of MJ Akhmadaliev, but Akhmadaliev came right back knowing that that was a good shot he landed, coming back with 4, 5, 6 punches.
Yeah, but you watch that, Sergio. Roman slipped a lot of those.
Oh, no, I get it.
Come on,
but
Danny.
Roman landed the better shot, the clean shot. All I'm saying is MJ came back punching. That's what you want to see if you want to take the title away from the champion.
In round 9, Chris, you set the table early on about the thought would be these could be the rounds where Danny Roman uses that veteran experience to close out the fight and perhaps retain the belts. Maybe we saw some of that towards the end of the 8th round.
Yeah, well, it's the great unknown with Akhmadaliev, who has only been past the 6th round just once. Now, in that one fight when we went past the 6th round, he was excellent at putting on pressure later in the rounds. And I've got Akhmadaliev up right now, but Roman still has definitely enough time to close the gap.
Nice combination. How about the exchange there from Danny Roman and Murodjon Akhmadaliev? Akhmadaliev, with that flair you both were talking about, as he veered away from Roman. Known for dancing after his victories. Obviously wants that opportunity tonight in Miami. Left-right catches from the midst of Akhmadaliev. With right-hand counter from Roman.
Roman has been doing everything he needs to do as far as countering the punches. Just right now, MJ is a little bit too athletic, not giving him a chance to land anything. But see, that's effective work right there. Body shots and uppercuts by Roman.
We've seen some very effective uppercuts from Danny Roman over the last couple of rounds. Again, trying to work that uppercut through. Oh, and a big left hand there from Akhmadaliev. One loaded on Roman there. Akhmadaliev warned to watch the elbow. As the 9th round comes to a close. Strong work towards the end of it from MJ Akhmadaliev.
Échalo ahí, échalo ahí. Tienes que echarlo para atrás, ¿ok? Ok.
This is a dangerous position that Danny Roman was in. His right arm was extended. And if MJ would have landed that shot cleanly, that would have been devastating. But luckily for Roman, it ricocheted off his ribcage. But that was a clean body shot by MJ Akhmadaliev.
And you see that cut just under the right eye of Daniel Roman. Bad place for a cut. Let's see if these final 2 rounds, it becomes a factor.
Sergio, you were very excited for this fight. How has it played out compared to what you were anticipating seeing between these two fighters?
I expected it to be a little bit more physical, and with that, a little bit more violent. But Akhmadaliev hasn't given Roman that opportunity to do that. It's still intense fight, but there's one person that's in charge right now. That's MJ Akhmadaliev with his boxing and not letting Roman set his feet to get those power shots.
Roman trying to set up those power shots, and once again Akhmadaliev able to athletically swing away.
It's an intense fight, but it's not a physically intense fight because Akhmadaliev's doing the right thing, not letting it become a physical fight.
You can see the blood protruding from that cut that Chris was talking about. Let's check in with Claudia Trejos.
Thank you, Ryan. I just spoke with Joel Diaz. He says the cut is not even a factor. He thinks it's not an issue. It's not really swollen, so it shouldn't cause any issues for Akhmadaliev.
So that cut, not an issue for Akhmadaliev, but will that cut in the right eye of Roman be an issue? We shall see.
Yeah, the Akhmadaliev cut well below the eye line on that cheekbone almost. The Roman cut. Sergio, you're going to test this. Probably the worst possible spot, right on that eye line.
Yeah, it could be a bad cut, especially if the eye starts swelling.
Nice combination there from Akhmadaliev. Oh, and another big left hand from Akhmadaliev.
You know, and if nothing else, Akhmadaliev looks like he's in incredible condition for this fight. As we work here in the end of the 10th round, he looks as fresh as he did in the first couple.
But he's getting a little bit more aggressive. Both of them are getting a little bit more aggressive. More of the physical fight that I was expecting.
And this is as deep as Akhmadaliev has ever been in a fight. Not seeing a 10th round. See the blood around the right eye of Danny Roman. Akhmadaliev with the combination. Started with one to the body.
Now it's Roman backing up, fighting off the back foot, trying to counter the more aggressive Akhmadaliev coming forward.
Tried that uppercut. Akhmadaliev then peppers the body. And again, the flurry unleashed from MJ Akhmadaliev.
Got it. How are we doing, Danny? Just breathe. Just focus, okay? You need to start working.
Here we're going to see the end of the round. Roman looking for that uppercut, but it was MJ Akhmadaliev coming forward, flurrying to the body. And some good body shots right there on Roman.
Seconds out!
Yeah, the message pretty consistent these last few rounds coming out of the corner of Roman. We've got to be more active. We've got to be busier. You've got to throw more punches.
Chris, what does your scorecard look like at this point?
Well, I thought Akhmadaliev his last couple of rounds asserted himself once again and has given himself a pretty commanding 97-93 lead on my card.
Akhmadaliev power boxing at its best right here because he's not strictly moving and trying to pick off the shots. He's being aggressive at times, going to body, going forward. He actually backed up Roman in that last round.
Nice shot there. Big left hand from Akhmadaliev. Roman trying to punch through it.
Stop! I got you. Box.
Championship rounds with the WBA and IBF Super Bantamweight title on the line. this. Akhmadaliev appears to be in outstanding shape. Roman was trying to work back to that uppercut, didn't quite have the angle.
Not much jabs from either of these boxers.
A little less activity so far in this 11th round.
If you're Akhmadaliev, this is a round that maybe you want to take off. But if you're Roman, there's no time for you to take off any rounds. In quiet rounds like these, you should be putting the pressure and trying to take this fight to MJ Akhmadaliev.
Left hand to the body from Akhmadaliev.
It's the same left hand that he landed earlier on Roman.
And again going to the body.
Don't put.
11 rounds in the books.
Okay, you got the last round, Eddie. Te la tienes que rifar. Okay, te la tienes que rifar, Daniel. Nada más mantén tus manos arriba. Okay, okay, hijo? Sí, Eddie. To be honest with you, I don't know how the fight's going right now. Okay? Sí, Eddie. Let's push, huh? Let's push on this. Okay? Sí, Eddie. We need to make sure. We need to make sure that you land some solid shots on this fucking guy right now until you can take him. Okay?
Tell him to go back, tell him to go forward and flip fight. 3 more minutes, Kaka. Kaka, 3 more minutes, let's go. Hey, 4 punches.
Interesting hearing the honesty from Eddie Gonzalez in the corner of Danny Roman saying, I'm not sure how it's going, to be honest.
No, and you know what? They're telling him the truth. Eddie Gonzalez is telling him the truth. And that's the reason Eddie Gonzalez told us he didn't want this fight for Roman. But here we are in the last round. And he needs to do something here. He needs to hurt MJ Akhmadaliev.
Roman getting to that uppercut. See able to stick it through the mitts of Akhmadaliev. Akhmadaliev dancing around. You would think he would feel pretty confident with his current standing on the scorecard. Much different position than the one that Danny Roman would find himself in. As Roman goes back to the uppercut, doubles up on it, and then hits the body.
And those have been the most effective shots for Danny Roman. Going to the uppercut and digging down to the body. Those he needs to be throwing more and more this round to try to get something big.
See if he has something big in him. Akhmadaliev has not been down in his young pro career. And again, Roman hunting that uppercut. Taking at the body and back to the uppercut.
This is what I expected from Roman earlier in the fight. Pressuring, backing up MJ Akhmadaliev to the body and coming upstairs with 4, 5, 6 punch combinations, putting the pressure on him, not letting him breathe.
Yeah, I agree, Sergio. This first 2 minutes of this final round has been kind of vintage Danny Roman. We didn't see much of this. At least not consistent enough throughout the fight.
Now Roman again going back to that uppercut. Some of the most effective work we have seen from Danny Roman tonight coming in this 12th and final round. But is it too little too late for Danny Roman?
And this is why a lot of people in the business question this fight. Why would Roman take this chance on this Olympian, this really brilliant boxer puncher in Akhmadaliev? And now we're seeing that exactly what people saw, and this is why they had him the favorite.
10 seconds.
Final 10 seconds of the 12th and final round. Big exchange. Roman and Akhmadaliev teeing off, and that is it. Fabulous. Well, Akhmadaliev had a 39-13 edge and landed punches in rounds 10 and 11. But then Danny Roman asserted himself in the 12th and final round. Sergio, how do you think this is going to end up being scored?
Well, I expected Daniel Roman to start off earlier. Just like he closed off that last 12th round, I expected this fight to be a little bit more brutal, a little bit more violent, more physical. But Akhmadaliev didn't let it get there. So I really like the boxing that Akhmadaliev did. I like that he controlled the pace of the fight. And I think Roman's corner, Eddie Gonzalez, there was concern in his voice in the corner. So I think we already know that even they know that maybe they didn't pull off this fight. And if that's the case, Akhmadaliev ties Leon Spinks and becoming a unified champion at 8 fights, 8 professional fights.
Take a look at the recap from this 12-round bout.
And it was Akhmadaliev landing shots and not staying there long enough to let Roman land anything in return. The most success that Roman had was to the body and with the uppercuts. Just like that right there. But anytime he would land something big, Akhmadaliev will come back with 4, 5, 6 punches, backing up Roman. Those are good shots right there. Fighting on his back foot, Roman.
Well, we will get the decision now from David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we get a nice round of applause out here for both of these fighters? After 12 rounds of action, we go to the judges' score totals. They read as follows. Rodolfo Aguilar, 115-113, Roman. Carlos Sucre, 115-113, Akhmadaliev. Nelson Vasquez scores this contest 115-113 for your winner by split decision. And the new unified WBA and IBF Super Bantamweight Champion of the World, Murodjon Akhmadaliev.
Well, a new champion, MJ Akhmadaliev, a winner by split decision as Danny Roman took the risk and ended up paying the price.
Took the risk, but it wasn't Roman's. Someone had to tell Roman maybe the best choice here is not to face an unknown fighter with this much pedigree, this kind of style. It was going to be very difficult to beat Akhmadaliev, and that's the reason they had so much confidence taking this fight in only its 8th fight, and now he ties Leon Spinks, becoming the unified champion at only 8 fights.
8-0 with 6 knockouts. MJ Akhmadaliev is the new WBA IBF Super Bantamweight titleist. And Chris Mannix is with the winner, MJ Akhmadaliev.
Well, MJ, I know there's a lot of emotion going on right now. What are you feeling?
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Спасибо Аллаху. Спасибо моим тренерам. Мама, папа, Алик, друг. Большое спасибо. Вадим, Андрей Михайлович Рябинский, коуч Дазн, мои друзья, мои тренеры. Большое спасибо нашу команду. Я очень рад. Я зашел в историю Узбекистана. Большое спасибо моим родителям, поклонники. Спасибо нашему президенту. Всем спасибо. Мой тренер Туркин Кличев. Большое, огромное спасибо за все. Я так мучился. Я никогда на любительской карьере я не чемпион не стал. Вот, алхамдулилля, спасибо моим друзьям, тренерам. Аллаху спасибо.
Send all the prayers to God. Thanks God. I cannot describe what I'm feeling. I've been through so many through my life. I've never been a world champion in amateurs. It never happened to me. Now I'm the first in the history of Uzbekistan being the unified champion in just 8 fights. That's something amazing. Thanks to my team, World of Boxing, Matchroom, Eddie Hearn, Mr. Rybinski, my manager Vadim Kornilov, to my amateur coach Tokin Kilichev. That's something incredible. Thank you so much.
You knew you were in with the best 122-pounder in the world. You had never gone the distance in a 12-round fight before. What was it like in there?
Да, я на этот бой очень хорошо подготовился. Я вот на спарринге очень хорошо подготовился. Мои спарринг-партнеры Джоджо Дазн, Саул Санчес, братьям спасибо, большое спасибо. Я еще хочу сказать, мой тренер Толкин Кличев, он мечтал на любительский, я стал чемпионом мира, но я не стал, но спасибо Аллаху, алхамдулилля, я доказал ему, но на профи я стал чемпионом мира, спасибо им, всем спасибо.
Hussein, first of all, that's Danny Roman, as I said. I think that he's most proven 122-pounder in the world. He's been in the worst during all his career, so I know exactly who I'm fighting. I was preparing for the best fighter in my division. It was a hell of a fight. He was very tough. He was better than I expect. But other than that, I just want to one more time say that it was a great fight. Thank him for the fight, and also thank my coach once again, my amateur coach who's been with me. No one ever believed in me that I will be something, and today I'm the first in the history of our country. Thanks God, and thanks to my coach. Thanks to my American coaches, to Joel Diaz and Antonio Diaz for the training camp, and special thanks to my brothers, to Jojo Diaz who sparred, to Emilio Sanchez, Saul Sanchez, Tito Sanchez, all guys that I sparred who was helping me. It was a great work. They give me, in the sparrings every day, they were giving me exactly this work, Mexican style, coming forward. I knew exactly what Roman is going to bring to the ring. And
Thank you, Roman.
Thank you, Danny Roman, for the great fight.
Congratulations, MJ.
Thank you, thank you.
We're going to turn over to Danny here. Danny, you applauded the decision at the end. Were you surprised by the decision?
I think I won the fight at least for a point, you know. It was a close fight. MJ's a hell of a fighter, strong fighter. Dazed me the first couple of rounds. We made the adjustments. I just came in short.
The advice from your corner was pretty consistent throughout. We need you to be more active, throw more punches, more activity. We didn't see the type of Danny Roman body attack that we've seen in other fights. What happened there?
MJ's a complicated fighter. I had a plan, but at the last minute it changed. He was a better man tonight.
You showed great courage and will taking this fight coming off a major injury. Do you have any regrets about that?
I mean, I'm a fighter. I'll fight anybody that they put in front of me. He was a mandatory for the WBA. I didn't want to let the WBA go. It was costing me a lot to get it. But you know, this thing happens in boxing, you know? We got to learn how to accept the victory and learn how to accept the defeat as well.
Take a defeat, but does this deserve a rematch?
Of course, you know, I would like a rematch. MJ, you give me a rematch, why not, you know? This loss only is going to make me stronger. It's going to make me a better fighter like the 2 other losses that I got.
Thanks, Danny. Terrific performance.
Thank you.